Hull make up the relegation zone. Think they're going to go down. I know, I've messed up. But at the time of recording those predictions, Hull City looked doomed. They were under a transfer embargo, banned from spending fees. They hadn't signed the likes of Ollie McBurney, Joe Gellart or John Lundstrom. They looked a dead cert for relegation. But the Tigers have surprised everyone and are now in with a shout of promotion. So to make up for my terrible prediction, we are going to rebuild Hull City in FC 26 with the ultimate end goal of winning them a Champions League trophy. And by winning the Champions League with the Tigers, hopefully we can forget my terrible prediction. Now, the Hull City team we've loaded into is actually decent. There's a few players playing out of position which we can sort out, but on the whole, I'm impressed with the team so far. Oh no. Surely not. Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I rebuilding Wigan or Hull City here? If you don't know, I'm a Bolton fan. And on this channel, when we get former Wigan players, we usually just get rid of them. But Charlie Hughes is a really good Championship centre-back at 22-year-old and 73 rated. I'm going to see past it. He's allowed to stay. Cannot say the same for Kyle Joseph though. He's getting sold. He's also crap. And Gellart's only in on loan, and I know Hull fans absolutely love him. I might be able to see past Gellart as well and maybe make his signing permanent. But on the whole, Hull squad is pretty good. We've got quite a few good players at the club. We've even especially got some pretty good youngsters. Joel Nadala in on loan from City, 19-year-old, 65 rated. He looks like a good player. Darko Gayabi, 21-year-old, 67 rated. Really decent centre mid. And they've also got Elliot Matazo, a wonder kid in previous FIFA titles. He could be a really good player for us. So all in all, I'm impressed with the squad. And we've obviously got my star boy Mason Burstow out on loan at Bolton. You just stay there, lad, and keep banging in the goals. And banging in the goals has not been a problem so far for Hull. Gellart's already got 10 goals in 19 games. Maybe we will be making this loan signing into a permanent deal, as we can sign whoever we want in this rebuild. Not very often we get to do that. And Hull start off with £9 million. However, in real life the transfer window is short, so we won't be able to sign anyone in season number 1. We will have the option to make loans into permanent deals though. So the formation we've loaded into with Hull City actually suits the squad we've got, so we're going to stick with it. Players like Matazo, Nadala and Balumi come into the starting 11 as they've all got good potential, with McBurney playing up top with Gellart just behind. I think this is a really good team to take into the first season, and because transfers are banned, we will be locking in the starting 11. And I'm actually going to go with a wing play tactical vision with Hull City. We've got really exciting wingers and fullbacks who love to overlap. We're going to focus on getting crosses into the box, and we are going to be making Joel Nadala and Joe Gellart's loans into permanent deals. However, we have got a lot of players out of contract at the end of the season, a lot of players out of contract at the end of next season, and nobody is on more than a 3-year deal. Is this the signs of the transfer embargo on Hull City showing? But on to better news, we've completed the permanent signings of Joe Gellart and Joel Nadala for a combined £5.5 million. That's 2 key first team players tied down on the both on 5-year deals. And on this channel we always use your recommendations for nations to scout for youth players, and this video is going to be no different. So for season 1 we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting in Kenya, and Clinton wants us to look for the next Victor Wanyama, so we are going to be looking for CDMs and centre-backs, as they're the positions that Wanyama played throughout his career. And our preparation work for season number 1 is now completed, and our first game as Hull City boss welcomes Hollywood FC Wrexham to the MKM Stadium. Now Hull won this game in real life, so no pressure. 3 points is a must. And now here we go, boys. First game in charge of Hull City, Balumi. And I can't pronounce his name, but he's in one-on-one. He's a bit slow though. Shoots. It's the crossbar. Oh my god. We've hit the bar inside 10 minutes, and obviously I can't pronounce the guy's name. Out to Nadala. Come on. Good pace, but there's no one really to cut the ball to. Ball in. Balumi free header. 1-0 to Hull City. A deserved lead. Balumi at the back stick. It's 1-0 to the Tigers. Shot from Kiefer Moore straight at Pandor. Gotta be careful here we don't let Wrexham back into this game. Be a chance for Kabore, pushed over by Pandor. Since we've scored Wrexham, I've got a bit of a foothold in the game. That's a free header for Doyle, thankfully over the bar. And that would be half time. The Tigers a goal to the good at the break, thanks to Mohamed Baloumi's goal. Second half on the way, boys. I'd like to get a second goal because Wrexham are asking some questions of us. And Nadala's got a chance. And Nadala's got a pace. Can he make it too? What a save by Okonkwo. 10 minutes to go, boys. We've not really conceded many shots, but Wrexham are all over us or not. Broadhead. Great save by Pandor. No. No, last chance of the game. And Kiefer Moore scores in the 91st minute. Oh, we've thrown 3 points away right at the death. And that would be full time, 1 apiece. What a way to throw away 3 points. So we have arrived at the end of season 1 and we have just missed out on the playoffs, finishing 7th in the championship. Despite the fact we scored 81 goals and won 21 games, we have somehow not got into the top 6. Now our goal for season 2 is absolute get promoted. And in the FA Cup we got to the 4th round but lost to Chelsea 3-1. They've got a £1 billion squad. We were always going to lose. Now before we check the team, 3 players are leaving us at the end of the season. John Egan, a player whose name I can't pronounce, and Brandon Williams are all leaving. We do have a little bit of a worry going into the new season that quite a few players will only be on 1-year deals. And this is how the Hull City team is looking at the end of the first season. We've seen some really good growth from players like Charlie Hughes and Joe Geller. Obviously the former Wiganers grow the most. We've got injuries to Drame and John Egan, who have been out for a long time with bad injuries. Really like that new feature, you know, by the way, where you can see the injury type and how long they're going to be out for in the actual team menu. But we definitely need some reinforcements next season. That is a fact. And I'm actually thinking on replacing John Egan, who's 70 rated and 33-year-old. We need a new centre-back. We're going to need a new striker soon. McBurn is 29 and 74 rated. He's not going to get any better than what he is now. And we're also going to need a new CDM, as Hadzi Ametovic is leaving the club. So as of right now, it's a centre-back and CDM top priority. We may even bring in a striker, dependent on how much money the board give us. Now, we absolutely banged the goals in this season and 3 players got double figures. Joe Geller got 19 goals and 5 assists and he was our best player. Mohamed Belloumi and Ollie McBurney both got 10 goals apiece as well, showing we can put the ball in the back of the net. Just too many losses and draws held us back this season. So we have arrived in season 2 and we have been given £10 million to improve the club. I would have liked a little bit more money, can't really complain because Hull are actually an embargo in real life. Probably won't be able to bring a striker in, so we're going to try and bring a CDM and centre back in. As long as we come out of the transfer window stronger than we went in, I'm not fussed. And our first signing as Hull City boss has been completed as we bring Toby Collier to the club for £3 million. Now Collier is 22 years old, he's 72 rated and has got pretty decent stats for a CDM. He's got good potential, NFC 26 potentially reaching 83 rated, and his contract was expiring at Man United, so we got him for a pretty good price. And we have made our second signing of season number 2, but not in a position you'd expect, as we sign a new goalkeeper from the free agents list, and this is a real coup. Finn Damen is in, and at 78 rated, this guy is a big improvement on Pandor, and it was imperative that we signed a new goalkeeper in this transfer window. As you can see, Pandor and Dylan Phillips are both out of contract, and it's not looking likely they're going to want a new one. And I had a little bit of a thought process. I was thinking about signing a new striker, but we scored 81 goals. We shipped in 60 goals. It made a bit more sense to me to try and improve our goalkeeper, and I think the signing of Darman definitely gives us a better chance of promotion this season. We've also made our first loan signing in what feels like forever, to be honest, as we sign Ashley Phillips from Tottenham on a 1-season loan. He's 21-year-old, 6'4", fantastic young centre-back. We've got an optional future fee of £5.6 million if we want to sign him at the end of the season. However, I am going to interject, if we don't get promoted this season, we don't get to sign Ashley Phillips permanently. So a lot of pressure on this season to actually go and get promoted. I think the signings of Phillips, Darman and Collier will definitely help us. Our attack wasn't the problem last season, our defence was, and we can already see improvements to our defensive positions. But we still have £4 million in the bank. We've got a few players listed for transfer. There could yet be another incoming. Now, we've had a really messy contract situation. Loads of players were out of contract. And do you know what? I've just thought, sod you can go. As you can see, boys, we have sold a lot of players this season. And we've also loaned out a couple of youngsters. And we've actually got £19 million now in the bank account. This isn't a realistic transfer video, boys. We've got 19 million. I want to get promoted. And with our remaining funds, we're going to look to sign the new left midfielder and a right back, and then we are ready to compete for Premiership promotion. And we have wasted no time in finding a new left midfielder to bring to the MKM Stadium, as we sign Isaac Jensen from AZ Alkmaar for £4.5 million. And he is 22-year-old, 72 rated, fantastic stats, really promising young player with upwards of 86 potential. This is a signing I'm really excited about. And we are rounding off our transfer window with a brand new right back, as we have completed the signing of Kane Kessler Hayden from Coventry Coventry City for £5 million. And he is 74 rated, 23-year-old, can play in midfield as well with really good stats. And yeah, looking at this team, I think we've definitely got a chance of promotion this season. I at least want to get in the playoffs. We're locking the starting 11 in for the new season, but can we go and compete for promotion? That is the big question, as we now simulate forward straight through to the end of season 2. Will it be success or another season of disappointment for the Tigers? Now season 2 is completed and Premier League football is coming back to the MKM Stadium, as we've won the league, boys, on 97 points, finishing 3 points clear of second place Sunderland and 4 points clear of third place Wolves. That's a championship trophy added to the trophy cabinet, and Hull City in season 3 will be a Premier League side. However, we were knocked out in the FA Cup third round by Southampton, who beat us 3-1. No shame in that though. It allowed us to focus on the league and we eventually won the league title. And this is the Hull City team that has won the championship, and the team is looking really strong on paper. But I've already identified 3 positions that I want to improve to give us a better chance of actually staying in the Premier League. I'm going to be looking to bring a new CDM, striker and right back to the club. Ian Kesler-Hayden has been a massive flop, hasn't grown at all since we signed him, and he missed half of the season for injury, so we're going to have to bring a better right back in. And we do also need to make Ashley Phillips' loan into a permanent deal. But we are going to need a good budget though. We need the owners to put their hands in their pockets. And in terms of stats this season, Joe Geller was sensational, 27 goals and 16 assists. McBurney chipped in with 24 goals and 7 assists as well. Them two really did carry us to the league title. So we've now arrived in season 3, and it is so important that we've got a good budget, and we've got £50 million in the bank, which, you know what, I can actually work with. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's get Ashley Phillips' loan made into a permanent deal at just £5.6 million. I think this is a bit of a steal, and Ashley Phillips is officially a Tiger. Now we've got 43 million remaining to bring a striker, CDM and right back to the club, so we may actually rely on a few outgoings to boost up our budget. So a new striker has been acquired. It's a player we've never used before who's got excellent potential, as we have completed the signing of Charalampos Kostoulas from Brighton and Hove Albion for 17.5 million. 20 years old, 76 rated, really exciting stats, and he can also play a multitude of positions. This is a really exciting signing, a young player with really high potential. We need him to bang the goals in this season. And following Phillips and Kostoulas through the door is a brand new CDM, as we signed Kadai Sano from the Eredivisie for 13.8 million. 23 years old, 78 rated, really good stats, another player who's got upwards of 85 potential. He's a big upgrade on Matazo, and he goes straight into the starting 11. Now we still need to sign a new right back, and we've only got 7 million in the bank, so we may have to sell a few players before we can bring anyone else to the club. And this season we are back sending out our youth scouts to nations you recommend. For this season we are going with this comment: we are going to be scouting Mongolia. We're going to be looking for fullbacks, wingers and attack-minded players. We do have a few vacancies in the squad in those positions. Now we've had to balance out the books a little bit, and 5 players have left the club. McBurney, Tinsdale, Akintola, Burstow and Matazo all leaving us with 24 million to sign the new right back. And rounding off our transfer window, we have finally signed a right back, as we signed Kosta Nedeljkovic for £14 million. And he is 21 years old, 76 rated, really high potential youngster, and this signing rounds off what I think's been an excellent transfer window. So 4 new signings acquired, but will it be enough to keep us in the Premier League? Well, this is how the team is looking headed into season number 3. Have we got enough to survive the drop? There's only one way to find out, and that's by locking in the starting 11 and simulating forward to the end of the season. And all that matters this season is Premier League survival. So we have arrived at the end of the season, boys, and the big question is, are Hull City still a Premier League side? We are, boys. We've finished 16th in the Premier League on 41 points, finishing 6 points above the relegation zone. So we will be playing Premier League football again in season 4. Hopefully we can make some good signings and pull further away from the relegation zone. And in the FA Cup, we actually reached the semi-finals but lost to Newcastle 2-1, which is really disappointing. And this is how our team is looking at the end of season number 3. We've actually got a really progressed team on paper, loads of players over 80 rated. This is probably a good indicator as to why we've actually stayed up this season. Now there's a few positions that I do want to improve in season 4, however we could be limited by our transfer budget. I want to sign the new left back to replace Ryan Giles and the new CDM to replace Toby Collier. Both players have just kind of stopped growing, and we need to replace them with players who can actually progress the club forward. But first things first, we need a good budget off the board. And at the end of the season we are losing 2 players, Darko Giabe and Semi Ajayi. And when it comes to the stats, Kostoulas was our best player, getting 14 goals and 3 assists. Belumi had a great season, getting 11 goals and 6 assists. And Joe Geller, fantastic fantastic again, 9 goals and 10 assists. Really happy with our performance this season. Hopefully it does carry over into the 4th season. So we've arrived in season number 4 and we've only been given £31 million to improve the team. It's highly unlikely we sign both a left back and CDM. We will look on the free agents list and into the loan market, but I think top priority will be a new left back, as Ryan Giles is 28 and 77 rated, whereas Toby Collier is 77 rated and 24-year-old, meaning he's probably got a little bit more room to grow. And we have brought in the new left back, but this could be the only new incoming of season number 4, as we sign Matteo Del Blanco from FC Famalicão for £24 million. Now Del Blanco is 24-year-old, 79 rated, can play a multitude of positions and has got really balanced and well-rounded stats. He has also got upwards of 85 potential, so all in all, he's actually a fantastic signing and he is a big upgrade on Ryan Giles. We're now left with just £4 million in the bank, and I do want to get some youth scouting done. As for this season, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Sweden, and while we're in Sweden, I do want to look for defence-focused players. Just feel like we are lacking a little bit of depth in them areas, and with only £4 million remaining in the bank, and honestly, I want to keep all of our best players. I really don't think there's going to be another signing this season. We're going to have a really short transfer window, but hopefully we'll see even more development from our players. Hopefully we can pull miles away from that relegation zone. So there's not really much change to the starting 11 heading into season 4. Del Blanco comes in at left back. We are going to lock this starting 11 in, as we can't really afford to make another signing, and our bench is also looking decent. No one below 70 rated. We are going to be simulating forward to the end of the season. 2 goals for this season, focus on player growth and stay in the Premier League again. So we have arrived at the end of the season, and it's an 11th place finish for Hull this season, which is a massive improvement on last year. We finished 8 points better off on 49 points with a positive goal difference. We only lost 13 games. Massive step in the right direction for the Tigers. Let's build on this in season 5. Now last season we did reach the FA Cup semi-final. This season it's a 3rd round loss to Forest on penalties. I will take the trade-off though. I'd rather finish mid-table and go out of the FA Cup early. And we've seen a lot of growth from our starting 11 as well, boys. Only 2 players are now below 80 rated. Nedeljkovic and Collier are the 2 players who are below 80 rated, and as we know, Collier is someone we're looking to replace, which we will be doing in season 5. And I want to give a big shout out to Kostulas, 87 rated at 22-year-old. He has got potential to reach like 95 rated at this rate. But in terms of stats this season, of course, Kostulas was our best player, getting 18 league goals. He also grew by 6 overall points, which is really impressive. Geller got 12 goals and 8 assists, and really interestingly, Del Blanco in his first season as a Tiger got 8 goals. So we have arrived in season 5 and we've got a really decent budget of £40 million. And our first signing of season number 5 has been completed, as a new CDM walks through the door, as we signed forgotten man Stefan Bajcetic from Liverpool for £25 million. Now he is 81 rated, 24-year-old with really well-rounded stats. We got him below his market value as his contract was expiring. He is a massive improvement on Toby Collier, and he has still got decent potential as well. So that's a new CDM ticked off the list. We now need to find a new backup striker, and the free agents list comes to our aid as a new striker has been signed. We sign Henrique Araujo from the free agents list. Now we're left with just £9 million in the bank, and with us looking to sell nobody in this window, it looks highly unlikely we're going to make another signing. And with Bajcetic added to the starting 11, we look a lot more solid in midfield. Only 1 player in the team is below 80 rated. I genuinely think we have got a really good Premier League standard team. Got a decent bench as well. I would like a few more youth academy players in there. We're going to lock the starting 11 in for the new season. It has been another quiet transfer window. That's normally the case though when you have small budgets. I don't really think there's much more we can do but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. Our preparations have been short in this transfer window, but I am really happy with our 2 new signings. And we finish in the top half. That will be our goal for the season. But we have arrived at the end of season number 5, and Europa League football is coming to the MKM Stadium. We've finished 5th in the Premier League on 73 points. We missed out on a Champions League spot on goal difference, which is heartbreaking. And the top 4 was actually very tight. Only 1 point separated 5th to 2nd, while Arsenal run away with the league title. But we'd once again exit the FA Cup in an early round, losing in the 4th round to Blackburn 3-1, which is a really poor showing. At least we've we've got Europa League football to come in season 6. And this is how the Hull City team is looking at the end of the season. This is a fantastic team on paper, and Kostoulas becomes the first 90 rated player of the rebuild. Could he become our first 99 rated player in FC 26? He is well on track to do so. But we're going to need some new signings next season. Players like Regan Slater, Ryan Giles, and Kane Kessler-Hayden have all landed in transfer requests. So first things first, we need some rotation players, and we're going to need some first team players as well. Positions I'm going to be looking to improve are centre-back and right-back. Ashley Phillips and Nedeljkovic have both pretty much stopped growing. They need replacements. All depends on how much money we get given by our board. Hopefully we get a really good budget and really improve the team. Now in terms of stats this season, obviously Kostoulas was our best player, getting 26 goals and 7 assists. It is nice to see Gellert and Balumi both get over 10 goals. They had really good seasons as well. So we have arrived in season number 6 and we've got 101 million in the bank. This is a fantastic budget, and come the end of the transfer window, I'm confident we're going to be in a really strong position. So let's kick the transfer window off with 2 free agent signings. The first player we signed was Calixte Paul Ligui, a 75 rated 25-year-old left back. He's in to be a bit of a replacement to Ryan Giles, but also a bit of a utility player. And with us being in the Europa League this season, I thought, why not sign someone who's actually won this competition? So we brought in Rodrigo Bentancur from Tottenham on a free contract. He's 33-year-old, 81 rated, signs on a 2-year deal. He brings a wealth of experience to the MKM Stadium. He's going to be an excellent rotation option for the next 2 seasons. And now on to the cash signings for season number 6, and the first one is a brand new centre-back, as we sign Mate Smets from RC Lens in France for £43 million. Smets is 26-year-old and 84 rated with absolutely outstanding stats. Is there anything the guy can't do? Obviously not shooting. He still has a bit of potential as well, with the potential to reach 88 rated. This is an excellent signing which bridges the gap between Europa League and Champions League, hopefully going forward. And we're still left with £48 million, so a right back can be signed. And we have made our final signing of season number 6 as a new right back enters the building, as we sign Pau Navarro from Leicester City for £37 million. Navarro is our final signing of the new season, and he is 25-year-old, 81 rated with really decent stats. He can play centre back, CDM and central midfield as well, and he has got upwards of 88 potential. So he's not a massive overall increase on Nedeljkovic, but he's got a better ceiling than the man. That's why he's going to be our starting right back for season number 6. And they've had to balance the books out a bit in this transfer window. Every single player who handed in a transfer request has been sold, meaning Regan Slater, Toby Collier, Abdulkir Umar, Kane Kessler-Hayden and Ryan Giles have all been sold. We've actually raised a hell of a lot of money, boys. We've actually got 54 million back in the bank, but I'm going to keep this money to one side. If we're underperforming in January, we'll go back in and sign another player. So our team heading into season number 6 is actually looking really strong now on paper. We're locking the starting 11 in for the new season after what's been a very busy transfer window. We could definitely get into the Champions League this season. We just need a little bit of luck on our side. So with that being said, let's now simulate forward straight through to the end of the season, and hopefully come May, Hull City are a Champions League side. So we have arrived at the end of season number 6, and we were so close to our first Premier League trophy of the rebuild. Arsenal finish ahead of us by just 1 point, meaning we narrowly miss out on Premier League glory. However, we have qualified for the Champions League in season 7, which is a massive plus point, but our trophy cabinet is still pretty empty, as we were knocked out in the FA Cup 3rd round by Burton Albion. That is diabolical. And we even performed poorly in the Europa League, only reaching the round of 16 but losing to our Atletico club 3-2 over 2 legs. And it's actually hard to pick a position that I actually want to improve going into the new season, but I am going to improve in the right midfield position, as Mohamed Balloumi is only 83 rated at 29-year-old, and we do need to bring someone in who's better than him. Then I'm going to look to bring some backup players who are above 80 rated, like a new left midfielder, maybe a new right midfielder as well. And with us being in the Champions League, we know we're going to get a really good budget. In terms of stats this season, of course, Kostoulas was our best player, 28 goals and 6 assists. He has been such a good player for us. Geller and Jensen both had fantastic seasons as well, and these 3 players really did carry us in season number 6. So we have arrived in season 7, and we've got £129 million in the bank, which is an excellent budget, more than enough to bring a new right mid in and some backup rotation options. So our first signing of season number 7 has been completed, and it's one of our most exciting signings in FC 26 to date, as we complete the signing of Yankuba Minte from Brighton, and he signs for £73 million. And Minte is 86 rated, 26-year-old. He is absolutely rapid and a fantastic dribbler. He has got potential to reached 90 rated in FC26, and he is a huge upgrade on Mohamed Baloumi. And our second and final signing of season number 7 has been completed, as Fabiano Parisi joins the club for just £16 million. And Parisi is a 30-year-old, 80 rated fullback with really decent stats. I think he'll be a really good rotation option going into the Champions League. And the reason why we signed the new backup fullback instead of a new backup winger is I didn't realise that Baloumi would be dropping to the bench. I had a bit of a brain fart. And with Baloumi dropping to the bench and Parisi added to the squad, our rotation options now look a lot stronger. And the addition to Minter to our starting 11 makes us look a lot stronger on the wings. But I don't think there's going to be any more signings in this transfer window, so we are going to be locking the starting 11 in. I'm also not looking to sell anyone. And with it looking unlikely anyone leaves the club, with only 30 million remaining in our bank account, I think our work in the transfer window is now completed, so we are just going to simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. It's our first season in the Champions League. Can we give a good account of ourselves, and can we finally start winning some trophies? So we have arrived at the end of season number 7, and we have finally won a trophy, as we have won the Premier League, finishing 7 points clear of second place Newcastle, and Hull City are the champions of England, and that is a Premier League trophy added to our trophy cabinet. And we can also add a Community Shield to our trophy cabinet, as we beat Arsenal on penalties to win the trophy. And thank God our trophy cabinet is finally starting to fill up. We won't be adding an FA Cup this time though, as we once again leave the FA Cup in the first round, losing to lower league opposition in Barnsley again. But lads, we have only gone and made the Champions League final. We will be taking on Juventus, and I can't lie, I really wasn't expecting this season. And in the league phase, we were flawless. We finished top, winning 7 out of our 8 games. We didn't lose a single game, which meant we went straight to the round of 16, where we took on Marseille, who we beat 5-1 over 2 legs. A bit of a favourable draw there. We would then take on Porto in the quarterfinals, and we beat them 5-1 as well. We avoided quite a lot of the big boys in the quarterfinals. We'd then take on Bayer Leverkusen in the semis and smash them 7-1 over 2 legs. That is insane. Juventus smashed Benfica. This should be a very interesting final. And the team we are taking into the Champions League final is absolutely stacked. Kostulas really stands out, 93 rated striker. Isetic, Gellert, Smets, really strong players as well. We've also got a really decent bench. I'm confident we can get the job done against Juventus. And in terms of stats this season, you already know Kostulas was our top scorer. Gellert, Minter and Jensen all had brilliant seasons as well. And when it comes to picking a Hall of Famer for this rebuild, I'm gonna have to pick Kostulas, boys. He has been unbelievable, grown to 93 rated, scored loads and loads of goals. So for that reason, Kostulas will be the Hall of Famer for the Hull City rebuild. And now all that is left to do is take on Juventus in the Champions League final. Are we rounding off this rebuild with a Champions League trophy? So before we get the game underway, let's check Juventus' team. And they have got Endrick, who's one of the best young players in the game, plus Kenan Yildiz. But after that, they've got a 78 rated left midfielder, 78 rated right midfielder. We have definitely got the better team. They've got no 90 rated player besides. Given the bench is lacking as well, boys. We have by far got the better team. We've got home advantage, as Wembley Stadium is where the final's held at. Come on, boys. We can definitely win this final.
A few moments later.
Great ball by Gellert, and Kostulas is in inside 5 minutes. Shoots 1-0 to Hull City inside 5 minutes. What a ball from Gellert, by the way, and Kostulas in this position is never gonna miss. And Weyer shoots for Juventus. The shot goes just wide. Gellert, I can see Minter's in. And Yankuba Minter's in. Shoots. Oh, what a chance to make it 2-0. Endrick, great. Another massive tackle. Fulham with a shot saved by Diamond. There's the half-time whistle, boys. 1-0 to the good at the break. We started fast, but we've let Juve back into the game. Hopefully, in the second half, we can find that all-important second goal and wrap up this final. 1-2 with Gellert. Great pass on in the middle there. What a ball by Minter. And Gellert makes it 2-0 to Hull City. Surely no way back for Juve now. What a ball from Minter. Look at that pass from Minter straight into Gellert. And a side-footed finish into the top corner. 2-0 to the Tigers. No, Yildiz save, get it cleared. Great clearance. So Endrick, get a footing, great tackle. Ball falls to Weyer and shoots blocked. What is that clearance? And another great save by Diamond. Oh my god, the drama. Endrick's actually injured. The free header for Gatti off the line by Sano. Not on his... Oh, Minter's in. Great ball. Minter's got time to bring it down. And he's saved. Oh my God, what a save by Donnarumma. Not that it matters though, because there is the full-time whistle and Hull City win the Champions League. Man of the match absolutely goes to Diamond, by the way. Some of them saves were ridiculous. And now all that is left to do, boys, is lift the Champions League trophy. It'll be club captain and former Wiganer Charlie Hughes to do the honours, and Hull City are the champions of Europe. And that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe. It does really help me out, and I will see you again before the end of the year.